Yo, VIP, let's kick it. Welcome to Thingymajig's Racing Channel. I am Thingymajig, and this evening we are covering racing from the Sunday Evening League with the Ultimate Racing League. And this will be round 3 at Watkins Glen with the League One chaps. As we've been following them so far, we may as well carry on following them, hadn't we? So, yes, we will be seeing round 3 of the League One chappies going around Watkins Glen for a 2-sprint format, 2 races of sprintage. They will be race 1, just soft tyres, from lights out to flag, total racing. Although we've noticed these Group 3 cars, they need to take a pit stop, don't they? It's not just no pit stops, because I'm sure the last round we saw pit stops in the first sprint. So this being Watkins Glen and a tyre absolute destroyer, then I am sure it's probably going to be a couple of pit stops in that first race. And then we move on to the second sprint race, where racing mediums and racing hard compounds must be used and abused. So, and there's a pit window. I'm not sure what their one is, though. I will check on that and get back to you. So, yeah, they've got 5 leagues as Ultimate Racing League, up and down. They've got the League of Champions, League 1, League 2, League 3, and League 4. All of them are covered. If you're on the Ultimate Racing League's Facebook, you will not miss a single bit of the action throughout all 5 leagues. So, also, URL are sponsored by the energy drink Dubby, energy drink for gamers, and Eldridge Air Conditioning if you need to feel crisp. Right, so the lobby settings is and League One are using just a single series car. There are BMW M6 Endurance, blah, 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 the Group 3 car. The lobby settings is bop on, no tuning, brake bias on, mechanical damage light, visual damage on, and ghost is weak. Race 1 is tyres ×1 and fuel ×2. In race 2, ×2 for the tyres and ×3 for the fuel. Softs for the first race, and for the sprint race, mediums and hards have to be used in the last race. That's that information. You know the settings. Why do I have to repeat myself every week? Because there might be some new people, and we have to take account for the new people. Why they'd start on round 3? Maybe because they're cookie. Maybe they're a little bit crazy. Maybe they're Lance Stroll. Who knows? Right, the table of the player 1. So we've got Brisbane sitting at the top of the table. This is only after 2 rounds, after Fuji and Dragon's Trail. All present in this YouTube channel if you wish to look back on them. So Brisbane leads with 84 points. Then we have Nigel in second on 61 points. Unforgiven is third on 52 points. Victor is fourth on 46 points. Rodders, or the Love Rocket to me and you, is fifth on 42 points. Inca Holmes, which I believe is Inky, is sixth on 37 points. I've got to zoom in a little bit. Slowpoke is eighth on 35 points. Very close between Inky, Declan and Slowpoke there. And also Stealth, who's on 34 points in ninth. Paul 10th after missing around is 24 on 24 points. Biggie is 11th on 23 points. 13th for Seabroad on 20 points. Seamus Cash is 14th on 18 points. Firepower is 15th on 14 points. And Hodgie is 16th on 7 points. So that is the table. It's close stuff, guys. It is close. You can see these tables on the said Facebook that I mentioned. Broadbean, he's in the chat. Broady is saying evening to us all. How are you, Broad? Chris, how are you, mate? Hope it's going well. I've got to nip through these because my intros are so long. Sorry. Right. Also running in these 5 leagues on Sunday evening for the Ultimate Racing League, there is a team battle. I say battle. It's gone beyond battling. It's what's worse than battle. It's a skirmish. There are team skirmishes happening. So 2 players from each league have been given a team to represent. There are 8 teams, and that's 10 drivers per team, and they're all scoring points for said team. The team table then. At the top, we have Castrol on 438 points. In second, Napa on 408 points. Third is AP Racing on 348 points, with Falcon hot on their heels in fourth on 333 points. Lucky Strike still in the action in fifth on 327 points. Valvoline sixth on 310 points, and Marlborough seventh on 309 points. West eighth, trailing a little bit behind on 266 points, but that team battle is absolutely lit. Bruv. It's made me go all roadman. Right, it slaps, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that's all that bump. Now, it's the grid. They qualified for 10 minutes here at Watkins Glen in their Group 3 BMWs, and they have set times. I don't know the times, but I know the positions. So we will go through the grid, then 25 minutes of total uninterrupted racing. Right then, let's go. Where am I going? I want to go down. It's a different button altogether. So on pole position, we have Brisbane for Valvoline. Let's see if I can do this without my glasses. No, I can't do it without my glasses. I'm going to have to do over the top of the glasses at the TV screen and look at my list. So car 48, Brisbane, the championship leader, is on pole position. In second place, we have Inky for Lucky Strike. And also doing rather well. Qualifying, he's qualifying king. He always seems to be second place. In the Napa team, we have Unforgiven in third. In fourth, it's a West team of Victor. Oh, poor Victor. I mean, we've seen that he likes to use his tyres. He is a tyre abuser, we would say. He has to go to a support group once a week about his tyre abuse. And yes, here at Watkins Glen, with his habit, it's gonna be quite a show. So Victor in fourth. Fifth place, all the way down here in the Falcon team, is car 72. That's Paul. He's back from the Himalayas. He has found himself. Ironically, he found himself back in the UK, but he went out there for a look, couldn't find him, and he bumped into himself in the airport, ironically. So Paul has found himself, he has found his chi, he has found his inner self. He is ready to face the rest of this season with a laser focus that not even Lando Norris can harness. In sixth place, we have a Marlborough team. Have we had a single different team all the way? It has, hasn't it? It's nice. Marlborough team is Nigel. He's second in the championship. And ladies, just wait, because he may be sixth right now. Come the end of this race, I'm sure that will be different, because that man lights it up. He slaps in races. He doesn't mess about. Right. In seventh place, we'll get on, is the next Lucky Strike car of Slow Poke, teammate of Inky, and what kind of devastation can he do from seventh? And that's a beautiful car. I am Team Lucky Strike, but I'm not biased because I'm a commentator. Napa for Seamus Cash in eighth place, car 15. And he'll be looking to get early moves done on the cars ahead of him. In ninth, look, is there two drivers in there? Because it's James and Stephen. So James and Stephen for the Castrol team. I still don't think it's fair that they have two drivers, although I can only see one in there. Maybe the other one's tucked down in the back. In 10th, it's the Love Rocket himself, Rodders, in car 69, representing West. Big up the Love Rocket, ladies. In 11th, we've got Stealth. Now, Stealth, again, another one like Niggle. His position does not represent where he ends in a race. So, one to watch, that AP Racing car. In 12th, we have Declan for Valvoline. Again, another one I remember from last round. Didn't represent well in qualifying, but turned out strong in the race. So, you don't count any of these stragglers out. In 13th, we've got the Broadman himself in the Falcon, ready to spread his wings and show what he can do here in the land of the US of A. The Marlboro team is in 14th with Hodgie, car 70. And the Marlboro team sneaking up behind all of those other teams. Got to get some good points on the board to represent for Marlboro. And in 15th, we have Firepower, Castrol. Aren't they leading? So, yeah, stay there, Firepower. Nah, I'm jesting. Although, hey, Castrol are running away with it. So, am I jesting? Right then, let's get on with some racing. We've been streaming, but far too long before we've got to a race. I should do things like post this on URL's Facebook, but just no time. There is no time. The race has started. See, it's out of my hands now. I can't do anything about this. So Brisbane leads them away. Inky behind. It's 25 minutes of a grueling race around Watkins Glen, and they are a go. 15 laps, ladies and gentlemen. When will the first pit stop be? Lap 5, I'm saying. So Brisbane then goes into the dropping first corner. It's a right angle. They've got to get right on that curb. And penalties abound here because it's a fine line between off the track and on the track. But at the moment, Brisbane doing a super job in the BMW with Inky on chase and Unforgiven right there as well. They're all on the soft compounds. It's their mistakes that make the positions. And it looks like a little movement further down. The earlier lot have got through the chicane quite nicely. It's looking good throughout the field. Wow. Not even one casualty the first time. We've got 15 other times, though. No pit stops this race. No, you got your tyres? No, surely I pitted. My tyre, I kept sliding off the road and getting penalties. I thought, oh, I'm going to go and get some... Whoa! Lovely lag spike there from Brisbane. I like it. Inky, it means he can't... It just means his internet is struggling to keep up with how fast he is. Inky then on the mission with Unforgiven right up his Jack C, trying to open that can of Lucky Strikes. So Unforgiven in third. Good strong position for Unforgiven at the moment. He's eking up to the back of Inky, and he is declaring a race on. Victor at the moment trying to keep Paul at bay, it seems. Paul looking feisty over the curbs, and Paul is pushing Victor along at the moment. Should get a nice little toe. It is a short straight, but a toe is able to be gained. But no, Victor got a great drive out that final corner and has pulled a gap, letting Paul, it looks like Paul lost time to Niggle, and Niggle is on his case like Sherlock Holmes. He's going to crack this one, Watson. Slowpoke there as well. Where did Slowpoke come from? Wasn't he further back than that? I should have written the grid down. I did write the grid down. No, Slowpoke is in 7th where he started, sorry. James Stephen in 8th. Seamus is in 9th with the Love Rocket. Going for a move, getting the toe into the braking air. No, James Stephen, it looks like Love Rocket braking a little earlier than the James and Stephen to back out of that one. So Love Rocket in 9th, Seamus in 10th, Declan in 11th, Hodgie with a huge penalty in 12th, Stealth in 13th, Broadband is in 14th, and Firepower 15th. No change at all up and down the field. They are cancelling each other out with their mad skills right now. Brisbane trying to build a gap, but he cannot build this gap because Inky has got him covered, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus, I tell you what, the Group 4 cars were a lot harder to drive around here. I reckon these Group 3 cars got more aero, more downforce. So Brisbane at the moment still leads from Inky and Unforgiven. Victor, though, looks like he's starting to come back now. He's built up a gap between Paul. Paul's pulled away from Niggle. Slowpoke looking like he might get a bit of action on the Niggle. Oh, no! No, 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 no. There's no limit. Paul has had a slip. Edge. Oh, it's a beauty as well. Sorry, Paul, but we're going to have to watch that, because that was an absolute banger. So Paul then on a push, he's trying to go, he's lost a position. Oh, mama. Facing the wrong way and everything. It's early doors in the race, so you have to let the whole field through before you can feed in. He's tucked in there just behind his teammate who goes by. It's the Broadband. It's Broadman. He has slayed. He has slayed his teammate, Paul, who is now licking his wounds and wondering if firepower's coming. Hodgie's dropped back with that 1 second penalty, and now he is playing tomato ketchup. Brisbane leads with Inky in second. Unforgiven is feeling the heat. Who's bringing the heat? Victor's bringing the heat as they go through the chicane. A scary, scary chicane at best of times. Trying to push it with all your might, going down the hill to the right. Always falling, then it levels out. You try to get back on the accelerator. Back a dab on the brakes, then to knock it down to second here in the Group 3 cars. Oh, wind your way round, back on yourself, and then heading towards another blooming hairpin. This one goes uphill this time, though. I tell you what, say the Americans only like to drive in circles. Their racetracks pretty twisty and very up and down. Niggle in 5th, Slowpoke in 6th, James Stephen in 7th. Then we got Love Rocket Rods in 8th, Seamus in 9th, Declan in 10th, Stealth now in 11th, C Broad in front of his teammates, Paul in 12th and 13th for Paul, trying to claw back some positions, but at the moment, face full of Falcon. And it looks like the Broadman pulling over, playing the team game and letting Paul through, unleashing Paul, some would say, unleashing the beast to go and attack poor old Stealth, who is he doesn't know. Where's Biggie? I like to say Biggie ain't messing. Biggie's messing today, it seems. Brisbane then leads, and he's pulled out a little bit of a gap from Inky, and Inky still being tracked by Unforgiven. And I tell you what, the tyres did a lot better than I expected. I thought their tyres were going to be absolutely ropey by the end of lap 5. I tell you, the Group 4 cars destroyed theirs by lap 7. Oh, big penalties for Unforgiven. Victor will absolutely be beside himself and beside Unforgiven when he overtakes him, when he pays that penalty. So Victor absolutely cracking, gifted. Didn't know it was Christmas. Niggle in 5th. Can he gain on Unforgiven's misfortune? So we're coming up to the penalty area right now, and the car will be slowed. He pulls over to one side as the car slows down. It's back up to pace though, but there's Victor saying a thank you, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. And Unforgiven, although Victor goes wide. As he celebrates, he goes wide through the corner. I think he was waving over his shoulder and only had one hand on the wheel, but at the moment Victor holds position. Hold door. Hold door. And so Victor holds the door, while Unforgiven then tries to find the way back to that position. Niggle right in the thick of the action, on board with the Marlborough driver right now, seeing if we can check it out. Check it out. Huge battle up ahead. Oh, he gets a good drive through that corner, does Niggle. Now it propels him towards the battle up ahead. And he's got Slowpoke just behind in 6th, but he's got a bit of a gap. Oh, ladies, prepare yourselves. Niggle is starting to turn it on. Oh, yes, he's watching it. Oh, and it looks like Victor had a little wiggle in the chicane. And but he seems to be okay at the moment. Ahead of it, it looks like Unforgiven might be in trouble at the moment from Niggle. Oh, someone's off the road. Is that Brisbane? No, it's Inky. Oh my goodness gracious me. Good golly, Miss Molly. What on earth, all by himself, just trying to push. Oh, you can see he picked up a little dust there, and he was a bit worried about turning in, and went for a barrier inspection moment. Was that barrier okay? Thumbs up. And he sees his teammate go through, so we're having a bit of a theme today of parking it and letting your teammate past. Inky then down to 6th with Slowpoke in 5th, putting Unforgiven, who makes the move on Victor. Oh my good golly gosh. So, Victor picks up a penalty. So Victor picking up a small penalty there, which gives Unforgiven the position back. And as that is how Unforgiven lost the position. Oh, Niggle sneaks one through. Ladies, what did I say? Steady yourselves, steady yourselves. I think I heard some elastic break in the audience there. Come on, let's just chill. And so Niggle grabs himself 3rd. Slowpoke on a move as well. Victor is in trouble. He's dropped like a brick. Lap 5 of 15th, 1/3 in the race, and Victor down to 5th place. Is he feeling the tyres? He could possibly be. Inky also slipping down to 6th. Are the tyres catching our guys out here right now? Oh, they're very close. The top, it's 3rd to 6th, all in a bunch here. And 2nd to 3rd, and it looks like Inky ready to make a move on Victor up the inside. And what a move. No, it's not complete. It is not complete because Victor's still on the inside. They're going to drag race to the chicane, and they're going to display their testicles, and it seemed to be Inky that had the bigger ones because Victor has tucked in behind. Oh no, Victor picking up another penalty. Where is James Stevens? 7th. He's not far away, you know, and he's being harassed by a West car himself. And in the chat we've got Vodka Rob saying, good evening, sir. Why, hello, Vodka Rob. We're looking at League 1 action. Vodka Rob knows the pain. He survived Watkins Glen with me in the Porsches for the League 3 series, and man alive, it hurt. Declan then also picking up a penalty there and paying it. We've got other people. Who was it? It was Victor. Victor's paid his penalty. He is closer to James Stephen, and Niggle on the back of Inky. That's not right. Slowpoke. Oh no, did Niggle pick up a penalty as well? Boy oh boy. So now Slowpoke is in a podium position for Lucky Strike. Come on, Lucky Strike! I am totally unbiased towards what teams do what, but at the moment we've got Lucky Strike in 3rd and 4th. Where's the nearest Castrol? Not in the top 5. It's 7th. James Stephen, that's a lot of pressure on his back. Oh, Love Rocket from a mile away decides to thrust one right up the inside of James Stephen, but he defended well, held his mettle, and stays on top. Paul then in 9th. He got stealth. We missed that off camera, but he did an amazing take. Declan we saw paying a huge penalty, so he slipped down to 11th. Seamus is in 12th for the Nabba team. Then Seabroad in 13th ahead of Firepower, and Massey is going mad today. Michael Massey making a guest appearance here at Watkins Glen, ladies and gents, and he is dicing out those penalties. He loves it, but it puts Hodgie back into the action. With Firepower picking up that penalty, Hodgie could strike and gain another position in this race. Brisbane, meanwhile, he's got the fastest lap. He is flying. He's built himself a lovely gap from Unforgiven, and Unforgiven doing the same thing against Inky, who's up into 3rd. He was behind Slowpoke, so Inky has got past a Slowpoke, and he's up into a 3rd spot. Niggle is right there as well, looking for a way by. Let's sit on board with the Niggle. the Niggle Master, and see how it's done for a lap around Watkins Glen. We're getting to just starting lap 8 now. Who said that? Over halfway in this race, and it looks like Slowpoke going defensive, comes back out. Nearly a little accident there, but it was all good in the end. But Niggle would have lost time through that corner, having to brake so drastically. And Victor closing in. Niggle has to watch his behind. Watch your 6, Niggle. Watch your 6. Meanwhile, Slowpoke. Oh, Niggle's there, isn't he, against Slowpoke? I almost forgot who Niggle was racing, because he's got Victor hiding in plain sight, right behind him. Loverock has made the move on James Stephen, and the West team are coming good here in race 1 of Watkins Glen. Absolute belter. James Stephen, picking up a huge penalty, and he's got Paul right behind him. Paul will be happy about that. Another position. It was a 5th, qualified in 5th. Slipped down to, the nether regions, wasn't it? 13th, 14th, and has slugged his way back up to 9th, possibly 8th, when Mr. Stevens pays that debt, and he's paying it now. Paul's right there on the scene, and there he goes, up into 8th. It looks like Stealth wants a piece of that action as well. We got a yellow flag. Oh, good golly, Inky has had an adventure. Inky, from 3rd as well, coming down. It's nothing at the moment, goes wide, and the back end just wouldn't sit tight with him, and it sends him to destination F as he tries to straighten that lucky strike up and get going again, and he drops down to 7th. Ouch. Love Rocket up to 6th, just keeping his head down. The Rodders absolutely owning it. Paul in 8th. He sees signs. He can see signs ahead of him that things are falling apart up ahead. James Stephen then has paid that penalty, and Stealth is now his buddy, and he's sticking with him like glue. Declan in 11th, with Seamus in 12th, chasing him down. Declan last time out, a 47.2. Seamus a 47.2, ladies and gents. Nothing between them. Put a cigarette paper there, slither of it. Broadman absolutely holding his own in 13th, 52.5 though. That was not a hot lap for him. And Hodgie with a 47.5 will catch and take him. He's got Firepower, who's picked up a huge penalty, well, a half a second, but around here that is a huge penalty. So Brisbane at the moment just ticking those boxes, and he's wondering whereabouts in the League of Champions he'll sit. Is he going to sit at the front of the press conference, mid? Will they sit him to the left or the right in the? But he's dreaming of the League of Champions right now, and he is unstoppable with 100% record in this league. Brisbane is absolutely. He should be renamed Brisbane the Destroyer. Unforgiven in a second, great one. He's not had the results he probably wished he would have had so far, with the extra pit stop in the first round. I think he had a fair race last time out. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But second place, absolutely loaded. In this group, that's a win. Slowpoke then 3rd, with Niggle in 4th after Inky's demise. Another lucky strike is there to take the place of the podium. 5 laps remaining. This is crazy stuff. Can Niggle get that podium back? Victor has got himself... the 2 West drivers together. And Victor's picked up half a second penalty with his teammate just behind. This is tasty. I tell you, those URL boys, they cook up a race, don't they? They cook, ladies and gents. They cook. Inky in 7th, being chased by Paul. Paul still has hopes of that position. Inky doing a 46.8, Paul doing a 46.2, and may he dream on, because he is getting closer. Inky could be struggling with the tyres. I really called the tyres wrong. I tell you what, the Porsches absolutely destroyed the tyres. No wonder we were having a time of it in League 3. But Inky then Tyres seem to be fine. Paul on a mission. Stealth in 9th, with James Stephen in 10th. Declan in 11. Seamus. Oh, Seamus is putting the moves on Declan. Declan a 48.6 last time around. Seamus ready to leap. He is on the verge. He's about to do it. Oh, Hodgie's just taken. No, Seabroad and Hodgie are having an absolute clanging battle. We'll go back, because I just saw their names swap at least 3 times. So we got Broad in 13th. Oh, Broad's tyres are absolutely shot, ladies and gents. And Hodgie is going to gain on that. His tyres not as bad, but not much better. And a lovely move up the inside, but Broad trying to hold it on around the outside. Looks like Hodgie lifted a bit. Maybe he didn't feel there was contact. So giving Broad the position back. And Hodgie then must come good, because I'm sure we saw Hodgie get by. Maybe not. So Seabroad at the moment holding his own in 13th. And Chris in the chat saying, can you say hello to my lad Josh, please? He thought you were AI. Yo, Josh, my man. How's it going? And your par at the moment is absolutely banging it out there against Hodgie. Hodgie has no answers to the Broad man. He's absolutely owning the Falcon. And even with the rotten tyres, was that too far? No, I think he kept a tyre on. But Hodgie is looking now, and it's a drag race down to the first corner between the Falcon and the Marlborough. Oh, where have I gone? Totally wrong place. And there we go, Hodgie on the inside, on the brakes, tidier tyres, and the man is through up into 13th. And I think Seabroad went a little wide, but he's right on his jacksy now. He's climbing into the boot, and yes, he picked up a penalty. I thought he was a little wide coming out of that first corner, but he's still battling on between the Marlborough and the Falcon, giving it aces there, big ones. And Firepower then, seeing up the rear, and that's it. Hodgie through the chicane with the extra grip, pulls away. Beautiful stuff. Brisbane then leads this race, lap 11 of 15, Unforgiven in second, loads of space around him. Niggle has got Slowpoke. I apologise. Well, it's you get a battle wherever you get a battle, and we missed that battle, but we saw a cracking one between Hodgie and Chris Broadwin with Broadman. So Niggle pulls a position on Slowpoke, 47.5 to a 46.7. Yeah, that'll do it. A second faster in the lap. And that is Niggle back on the podium, ladies. What did I say? What did I say? Drop him now. He's only got 3 laps left. You may as well. Slowpoke, though, is not taking any prisoners here at Watkins Glen. And he is clinging on in there. Love Rocket still ahead. Oh, Inky. So Victor, I think we saw he had a penalty, and he has got a dire situation with tyres. Paul still in that 8th. He was chasing. Who was he chasing? Inky. Fancied his chances with Inky, but he's found Victor, who is he's a tyre abuser, ladies and gents. I know it's not a great thing, but he has to recognise that before he can move on. And Paul then gets through the chicane and absolutely pelts it. Inky's tyres are good. Inky's tyres are good, and he's giving Love Rocket a lot to think about. Love Rocket last time around, 46.3. Inky, 45.7. Absolute colossal lap. And he's going to be all over the back of the West BMW in any time soon. And Paul will hope that the Love Rocket puts up a good defence so he can close in on that battle as well. Slowpoke he's shadowing Niggle at the moment, but this is the race on board with Inky. Paul in 7th, Victor having an absolute time with his tyres. I've just finished my hot brew, thank you very much for asking. It was gorgeous. So Inky there, oh, he's coming out of that corner a lot better than our man. Love Rocket Rods there, getting a lovely toe into the braking zone. Oh, and he goes for the move. Oh, what a move as well it was. Inky absolutely destroying Love Rocket there. And there was nothing Love Rocket could do about that. That was just mad skills being presented by Inky. And now he's got his teammate Slowpoke, whose tyres are fading away drastically. Niggle's also fading. Unforgiven, he's using them, but he's got a buffer. And Brisbane, he's not even using them. He's not even used half his tyres. He didn't need them. Unbelievable talent from the Valvoline BMW driver there on display for us all. Unforgiven in second, Niggle in third, Slowpoke dropping away from Niggle, 46.6. Last time out for Niggle, Slowpoke a 46.9. 3/10 a drift from him. Inky 45.4. Inky has come alive at the end of this race. Look at him. So Inky trying to catch up the two ahead to try. He's got an opportunity, you know, two and a bit laps left. He could still get a podium from this race. And Love Rocket in sixth, Paul seventh. Can he catch Love Rocket? 46.3 from the Love Rocket last time around. Paul a 46.3 also. Then no. Victor struggling with the tyres, 49.1. Stealth's chasing down on a 47.4. What's the gap? It isn't huge. Victor could be in trouble here. Stealth is on the hunt and could get 8th place by the end of this race. Declan under pressure from Seamus. Seamus is on it, but his tyres aren't. Declan's tyres not much better. It's going to be absolutely crazy golf here from these pair. They're going to be slipper sliding. It's going to be like Freshers Week. So Declan just ahead. Seamus, has he got the brakes to get into that first corner under a toe? And he does beautifully. Well done. It's pretty tricky when you're in the toe to slow the car down, and he did a smashing job. Hodgie then is ahead of James Stephen with firepower. Oh no, the Broadman he's pitted. The Broadman's pitted, and he's picked up a bit of damage on his way out. But he's done the only sensible thing there. Rather than destroy himself, he has picked up a new set of tyres. Firepower's tyres aren't too bad, you know. He could deal with the Broadman. James Stephen, absolutely dead tyre. Dead as a doornail. It is deceased. It is no longer. It has passed. The tyre is no more for James Stephen there. He is got nothing on the front left of that car. Hodgie in 12th. Still a little bit of life in those tyres yet. 48.6, 49 from Declan. I think Seamus just got by him, didn't he, as we cut? So I thought I was going to go to Seamus, and I was on Declan. So Declan looks like he was paying a penalty there. Oh, for God's sake. And Seamus easily through, up and into 10th place. Can he catch Victor, an ailing Victor? Or Victor's caught Stealth. No, Stealth's caught Victor. It has happened. Oh, it must have just happened. I don't, you know. So here we go. Stealth with a pretty much healthy bit of life left on those tyres. And it's an easy move from Stealth. Victor struggling with the rubber he has been given. Paul then on a mission, 7th, 6th is there. The two Lucky Strike drivers are in touching distance as they go into the final lap. We've seen Slowpoke move over it, I think, for Inky once. Oh, Inky's gone really wide there. Do you think he'll pick up a penalty? And Slowpoke letting him through, but Inky seemed wide coming out of that corner. He hasn't picked up a penalty. He obviously had two wheels still on the curb. And Inky up into 4th. Can he do anything about Niggle in this final lap? I doubt it very much. Niggle has life in those tyres. Unforgiven, doing a beautiful job there. 46.9, staying on the track. It's all you can ask for at this point. And where is the line? Brisbane is a few corners away. So Inky is the big story here, but Slowpoke could be in trouble from Love Rocket. Love Rocket's on a plunder right near the end. He's on a plunge. He's going for it. Look how close these guys are after 25 minutes of racing, with Paul trying to catch up as well. Stealth in that 8th place. Victor, tyres have been a mare, 9th. Seamus just grabbing a position there in the final laps in 10th. Declan 11th. He's got no tyres. Hodgie struggling with tyres on 12th. No, he's not struggling. But James Stephen is firepower. Oh, bloody hell, I missed it. Bloody trying to get through everyone before we got there. There we go. So Brisbane then comes around the final corners. Only half-used tyres. Fastest lap. Pole and the win. Great stuff from the Valvoline driver there. Great points for the team. Unforgiven. Oh, someone's finishing. So it looks like the Broadman finishes in 14th. Now we back to Unforgiven. Yeah, he's the next across the line. So Unforgiven. I tell you what, Unforgiven's had an... What's happened? It seems like Niggle's closer to him than he was, but no, there's no big sort of lap time conundrum there, unless it's this one. Oh, he must have had an off in this lap, 49, but he's in 2nd. Niggle gets 3rd. Inky grabs himself 4th. Slowpoke in 5th. Love Rocket in 6th. Paul in 7th. How close was that? From 3rd to 7th. Stealth coming around to grab a fine 8th position for the AP Racing team. Victor, the tyres man, in 9th for the West team. Seamus, he's got to be happy with that, gaining a position near the end there. And he grabs himself a 10th spot for the Napa team, and Declan in for the Valvolines. Hodgie there in the end, finishing strong in 12th. James Stephen having an absolute nightmare with his tyres. I thought you could pit. I pitted in my race. Well, I'm in the Group 4s, maybe you're not meant to, but 13th for James Stephen. Firepower bringing it round. Oh, not good for Castrol in League 1, which is good for people that might support Lucky Strike, but not for me, because I'm totally, you know, on the fence about it all. So Firepower then brings it home for 14th spot. And wowzers, ladies and gents, what a race here at Watkins Glen, with Brisbane finishing 1st, Unforgiven in 2nd, Niggle in 3rd, Inky in 4th, Slowpoke in 5th, Love Rocket finishes 6th, Paul finishing in 7th, Stealth grabbing himself 8th, with Victor starting 9th. Hey, it's not all bad, because I think that means that Victor will start on pole for the final, for the next race. So, and then Seamus will be on 2nd, who finished 10th. Declan should be 3rd, who finished in 11th. Hodgie should be starting in 4th. James Stephen will start in 5th. Firepower 6th. And Seabroad starts 7th. And then the top 8 will reverse and fill up the rest of the spaces. Right, okay. Right, let's move on to race 2, which I have already heard through the grapevine in the comms booth, in the comms staff room with the commentators, that it's a pain because it's dark. So I'll be breaking my no names rule, and we will be seeing the names floating above the cars, because apparently you cannot see anything. Now, I know a small trick in the trade to try and make it lighter, but I tried it earlier, and unfortunately, you do see the cars a bit more, but it also, it makes the headlights even brighter. So anyway, we'll try it, okay? All the way up to 3 was ridiculous. You couldn't. We'll go 7. But the headlights are loads brighter, so it's don't look at the cheats. Oh God, I don't usually like to hang around and look at that. Okay, so let's see, display all, and I think the names of the car. Oh God, oh, look at those big floaty names, ladies and gents. Isn't that just special? Well, needs must. Hey. So, as we said previously, Victor starts on pole with Seamus in 2nd, Declan 3rd, Hodgie starts 4th. Oh, we should look at the tyres, sorry. Victor starting on the medium tyres, because they've got to use mediums and hards. So Victor will be starting on the medium tyres. Seamus will be starting on the medium tyres. Declan is starting on the hard tyres. I think the lap thing was something like, I don't know. I should research these things better. It's like lap 5 and lap 9. It was in our group. So we'll work on the basis it might be between laps 5 and 9. And if they come in earlier or later, we'll change the parameters to our theory. So Declan starts third, Hodgie starting in fourth, James Stevens starts in, well, both of them start in fifth, Firepower starts sixth, the Broadman starting in seventh, Stealth starting in eighth, ninth for Paul, Love Rocket starts in 10th, 11th, Inky starts 12th, Niggle starts 13th, Unforgiven starts 14th, and Brisbane starts from the back. Can he win it from there? Oh, I stopped looking at the tyres. For God's sakes, it was taking ages. That's why. Oh, where did I last look? James Stevens starts mediums. Mediums for Firepower. Mediums for Broad. Hards for Stealth. Mediums for Paul. Love Rocket starts on hards. Slowpoke starts on hards. Inky starts on mediums. Mediums for Niggle. Mediums for Unforgiven. And mediums for Brisbane. You'll never remember it. It wasn't worth it, but we did it anyway. Let's press play. Let's get this race underway. Victor leads them away on a set of medium tyres. It's race on for race 2. And Victor then leads them on from Seamus and Declan there with Hodgie in chase. James Stephen in 5th place. Is he in 5th place? Firepower looks like he's looking for a move with the Broadman. The Broadman getting around the outside of Firepower there in 6th. And he is now up the jacksie of James Stephen, I believe. And is it he's on the medium tyres? Maybe it's the hard tyres. And Hodgie's right there as well as Seabroad tries to get a little bit of action on the go. Victor still leads with Seamus in 2nd and Declan in 3rd as we go through the chicane, and you can see the cars ahead struggling for grip as Broad in 6th. He's already made headway past Firepower. Firepower though still in the thick of the action with him. Then further down we've got Paul in 8th. We've got Stealth being overtaken by Paul. Is it around the outside? Paul hanging it out. He's on the medium, Stealth is on the hards. That will be the reason why. Then we've got Love Rocket in 10th. He's on the hard tyre. Also Inky in 11th on the mediums, trying to make headway through all of these hard-tired runners. And then Brisbane in 12th, already making up 3 positions in the race with his medium tyres. Can you see him? He's the other set of headlights. Then we've got Slowpoke in 13th, Unforgiven in 14th on the mediums, and he's lost time as Slowpoke, Unforgiven, and so as Niggle. So it looks like Niggle and Unforgiven have had either a moment together or moments betwixt themselves. Victor at the moment though, compelling lead. He is leading easily from Seamus. He has built up a gap. And Declan a little further back from Seamus. Not a lot of action out the front here. James Stephen in 4th with Hodgie 5th. Paul in 6th. Firepower 7th. Oh, Love Rocket was up there. It seems like he slipped. And now he's in a big bunch of cars there with Unbroad as well. Has slipped down the order. My good golly gosh. Brisbane's made up another 2 positions since we last seen him. And he is heading towards that batch of cars ahead. Slowpoke in 11th. Stealth in 12th. Unforgiven has moved past Inky. Inky slipping down with damage. We're missing these cars going off, it seems. Shall we look for Inky's at least? It may have just happened. Oh yeah, big slide on there from Inky, and he gets to meet the barrier. Meet my friend Barrier. So Niggle at the back, soon to be joined by the Inks, although he's getting going again, and Unforgiven around the outside, and he probably knows that feeling as Inky continues on, and Niggle tries to get a bit of traction in this race. Meanwhile, Victor leads from Seamus. Seamus has picked up a penalty. Declan knows all about that. He's on the hard tyres, is Declan. So you've got to give the man a biscuit because he's doing a super job. James Stephen on the medium tyres, climbing all over the back of Declan. There's movement behind. Paul's made a move on Hodgie. Paul absolutely shaking it up. Shake it up, shake it up. Right here at the beginning of this race. God bless America, we should be calling. As Paul absolutely owns it, and we've got a problem down here. We've got a problem, Houston. And it's Broad, it's the Broad man. He started so strong. Something inside so strong. But the Broad man absolutely, I'll tell you what it is. It's shockingly cold track and cold tyres or something. God knows what it is. But the grip was not there, it seems, for any of the leagues here in the evening. Unforgiven in 13th, Inky 14th, Niggle in 15th. Niggle had a big one, didn't he, ladies and gents? That's what she said. Oh, I've got to have a sip. Got to have a sip. Victor building up an absolute blinding lead here, and he's going to dash. He's doing a dash, and hope that his hards hold on at the end. Oh, we got James moving on. Seamus then owned by both James and Stephen. As they went by, I think it was James driving, Stephen waved. And Seamus then all the way in third, and Declan still on those hard tyres, holding his own. But here comes Paul, the hot stepper. Word up. He's a lyrical gangster. Word up. So don't do him like that. So Paul on the move, shaking it up. And Hodgie then, he's there in the action as well. Firepower still holding 7th spot there on those medium tyres. Brisbane, he's made no movement since we last seen him, ladies and gents. He has stagnated. He sat in 8th place. I think he has, actually. I think he's moved up too. I think he was in 10th last time we looked. Love Rockets picked up a huge penalty there. And Slowpoke is gifted. Thank you very much, Slowpoke says. That was an easy one. Tick. The Love Rocket then, he's paid that penalty, and Stealth also getting by on the hard tyre. So Love Rocket also on the hard tyre. We all on hards down here now. No, the Broad man, he's on the mediums in 12th, with Unforgiven on the mediums in 13th. Not the race that Unforgiven was looking. Inky down here in 14th on the medium tyres as well, and Niggle on the medium tyres. This is not the race that they were hoping for, but it is the race that they've got, and it's the race they've got to deal with. So Victor leads. He's on the medium tyres. We're on lap 4 of 15. And if my calculations are right, then the pit window will be open on the next lap. So by the end of the next lap, they should be allowed to pit, I think. James Stephen, though, why would he pit? None of them would want to. Those mediums are holding on. And Seamus in third. Paul's up to 4th. He's got past Declan on those hard tyres. Declan getting well out the way, it seems. The hard tyres just not holding up to scrutineering by the medium tyres. So Declan, I'm impressed that he's been on the hard tyres for 4 laps and has not spun yet, because I don't think I could use the hard tyres to their best effect without spinning. Hodgie in 6th, with Brisbane in 7th. He's moved up another position, ladies and gents. Let's get on board with the Maestro as he threads his needle through the pack. 7th spot at the moment. Victor still leads from James Stephen, and Seamus the cash. So the money. And at the moment we're seeing Brisbane absolutely destroying that gearbox. Did you hear it? Screaming for help. Put some lube in that one. Lubricate the gearbox in the BMW hashtag, because it's sounding dry on the downshift. So Brisbane, he's not done the action yet. He's waiting, isn't he? He's got a spot he likes to do it. We've got cars up ahead as well. Unbelievable. I thought they were gone, but they're not. They're still in play. Victor leads, and we're now on lap 5, so we may see some pit stops. Oh, and Brisbane gets a lovely drive through that first corner, right up the spoiler of Hodgie, and with nowhere to go though. Hodgie's Marlboro BMW just too wide to circumnavigate, and at the moment then Brisbane just sat there. Oh yeah, going for it in the chicane, under braking. Unbelievable from Brisbane. Absolutely nutty. But he gets the move done, and Hodgie absolutely did not want to deal with that. Firepower in 8th, Slowpoke in 9th, Unforgiven up to 10th now, ahead of Love Rocket. Love Rocket got big pains with the penalty he had earlier. Inky, oh no, Inky going slowly. Sorry, Inkmeister. It looks like Inky had a similar race to me. So Inky then, he's there. Oh, Stealth. No, Stealth spun. Oh, does Inky feel like he touched Stealth and he's waiting for the Stealth? Now, we don't usually do in deep looking things, but let's have a look. I didn't think Inky was in there. Oh yeah, there was a little nudge, wasn't it? Yeah. So Inky then having to wait for Stealth for a little nudge on the corner there, and Inky pulling over then, and Stealth getting himself going. There you go. Inky doing the right thing. Niggle picking himself up a penalty as he picks up 2 positions. And the Broadman having a absolute nightmare here at Watkins Glen. Well, not so much the last couple of laps. He's getting into it, and he can see Inky now, and Stealth not much further up the road. So race on for the Broadman. Victor leads healthily. James Stephen in 2nd, and Paul is up to 3rd. Seamus has picked up a penalty, and Brisbane is in 5th now. Sorry, Brisbane, we've missed them all. Declan on the hard tyres, still holding his own up there in the top 6. Hodgie on the mediums, closing in for the Marlborough team. No man has pitted. Yes, Declan is getting rid of his hard tyres. So Declan will be cruising for the rest of this race on the medium tyres. Slowpoke opts to stay on his hard tyres, and it's only Declan so far. Stealth could, but he opts not to. So Stealth staying out for another lap on those hards. Inky is on the mediums. Yeah, I imagine they'll be staying out till the 9th lap. And Victor continues on with the fastest lap under his belt on lap 5. It is lap 6 now. James Stephen, Paul in 3rd. These guys are on the medians. I imagine they'll be going to lap 9. Seamus not paying that penalty yet, but he has pulled a bit of a gap out. Hodgie was right up his chuff, wasn't he? But it seems somewhere Hodgie's made a small mistake, and that means that Seamus might be able to pay that penalty without disturbance from the Hodgemeister. Let's look. He's just coming up to the penalty spot now. He's paid it. Hodgie's on his way. Hodgie will have momentum down the straights. But no, Seamus through the first corner. Well, not the first corner, but through the next corner, and that means back up to racing pace. Brisbane's up to 4th now. We saw some movement here. Slowpoke. I don't know. Something seemed to move. There's Stealth. Declan's just made his pit stops, got onto his medium tyres. He's on his outlap, side by side with the Broadman. And the Broadman, with the older mediums, giving it his all around the outside, and he still holds position ahead of Declan. Declan giving it his all, but his tyres are cold, and Broadband is up. He's up to temperature, you see, on those tyres after doing the last 6 laps on them, and he shows his heels to Declan as he leaves the scene of the crime. Meanwhile, Stealth's come in with his hard tyres, and Slowpoke already in with his. He's on his way out, is he? He's on his way out. Should be on a set of mediums, ready to do a battle. And just ahead of him, he's got the Broadman and Declan. Oh no, he's crossed the magic line, which has given him a humongous penalty. Michael Massey sleeps well. And Stealth then on his way out. Can he avoid the 3-second curse of going into the pits? So far so good. And Stealth then is going to catch Slowpoke up in the penalty area. Declan then chasing down the Broadman, And Inky has picked up a penalty and a bit of damage there. Inky is having an absolute nightmare. Back to the leaders. Victor is leading ahead of James Stephen. Paul in third. Brisbane hasn't moved since we last saw him. He was in fourth, and it looks like fourth is where he is staying. Paul, the fastest man on track at the moment. We're on lap 7 of 15. When will this madness end? Lap 9, I'm pretty sure, is when the pit stops are going to have to be. And through experience, the hard tyres later in this race are awful. With the lighter car and the colder track, the hard tyres are like driving on ice. Someone said in our league, I think it was Vodka Rob, the man himself, said it was like Bambi on ice. So Seamus at the moment, though, doing an absolute solid job. Brisbane has caught up with Paul. Oh, wrong car. That's the one we want to be in. So on board with 4. Oh, no. Paul's picked up a huge penalty. 1 second of his time is going to be taken up off the accelerator. And Brisbane is absolutely loving it. James Stephen just ahead of them. Lap 9, I'm saying lap 9, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure lap 9 is when the pit stops are going to happen. Paul's just about to pay his penalty. Brisbane lining him up and on his way. Did James have one as well? No, it must have just been Paul's I was seeing. But Brisbane catching up with James pretty darn quickly for that second spot. Paul at the moment safe for fourth. Seamus a little too far back to go on the attack just yet. Hodgie in sixth. Then we've got Unforgiven. Remember, ladies and gents, he was right at the back, and he has raised himself up. We all rise, or whatever that tattoo is Hamilton's got. We rise again. Morning rise, morning glory. So Unforgiven then in 7th with Firepower chasing down for the Castrol team in 8th on those mediums. Love Rocket still on the hards that he started on. Now he has decided this is the time to go in and get rid of those hards. Might be a little late. Niggle moves past up into 9th, and that's a position from Declan that he's been waiting for. Lap 9 is the golden number for Declan to see where he's going to shake out in amongst all of these other chumps. Broadman is 11th, chasing down Declan, and Inky picking up. Inky is the penalty meister today. Oh, and he's gone wide again, I think. That might be a more penalty for him. Possibly not, though. No, yeah, more penalty. The Love Rocket comes out on the medium tyres, rolls his sleeves up and says, now then, let's get down to business. And all the children shake. Slowpoke in for, not because of Love Rocket, because of the impression. Slowpoke in 14th with Stealth in 15th. We've still got the full beans that started this race. No one has given up on this track yet. Movement, ladies and gents. I'm sure there was. Where was it? Seabroad? Where's Seamus? It was Seamus, I think. No, he's there. He's fine. Victor's in. It is lap 9. I think we'll see all the medium runners in. So Victor is in the pits. James Stephen hasn't. So maybe it's not the pit window. And Brisbane stays out. So no, lap 9 cannot be the pit window. Must be lap 10. I was wrong. I apologise. Seamus in 4th. Unforgiven stays out as well, and as he is the head honcho of this whole goddamn show, then he must be correct. Victor. Oh, Victor's been absolutely cursed by the Watkins Glen pit entry and has to take 3 seconds off of his time. Firepower in 7th. Is it close enough for Victor? Firepower yet to pit. Hodgie's in. He's put the hard tyre on, and again the curse of Watkins Glen's pit lane has hit Hodgie. Seabroad then could gain from Hodgie's misfortune there. but he's got to pit as well soon. Declan has pitted. He's got the hard tyre out of the way. He is laughing, ladies and gents. I think he's going to end up on the podium. Inky in 12th. He's yet to pit. With the Love Rocket out there on the mediums. He took the hards very late into this race, and now he's picking up purples. So watch out. Slowpoke on the mediums. He might get a penalty for that. I'm not sure. It looks like they've given him that, as he had to go on some grass. So Slowpoke looked like he mowed a bit of lawn there, and Stealth down in 15th. Brisbane now leads this race. James Stephen in second, Paul in third, but they're all ploughing into the pits. Who can avoid a 3-second penalty from the pit lane? Seamus goes in as well. Unforgiven also enters the pit lane to put it in the box. Victor already doing his pit stop, paying his penalty for his pit stop. Can he jump the lot on the hard tyres? It looks Brisbane's on his way out, but Victor has shot the ball. He is through, and that... Oh no, it's still not the pit exit, and oh no, Brisbane has been cursed by Watkins Glen as Victor goes through. Can Victor buck the trend in this league and take a win away from the Brisbane? James Stephen got through the pit lanes without the penalty. Paul managed to get out without a penalty, and so did Seamus. Unforgiven also. And Declan, I think Declan did get a penalty back then. So Declan back into 7th spot with Hodgie. But remember, Declan's on the medium tyres. I think everyone ahead of him is on the hard tyre. Interesting, with a capital I. Victor leads. Brisbane's got to pay a huge penalty. And James, Paul and Seamus aren't that far behind. This could put Brisbane back in 4th or 5th maybe. And Victor just has to stay tidy, keep it facing the right way, and this could be a race win as Brisbane slows right down now, but there it is. He's back up to pace into the corners. James does sneak one through for Castrol, and Brisbane down to 3rd with Paul now in 4th spot. Seamus in 5th, Unforgiven 6th, Declan in 7th. We're on lap 11 of 15. Hodgie in 8th, Love Rocket in 9th. Slowpoke is 10th, Firepower in 11th. No, something's changed. What's going on? I'm sure he just changed position. I don't know. Inky on the hard tyres, catching up the broad man, who's also on the hard tyres in their own little battle. At the back of the pack, Stealth trying to stay out of that battle on the medium tyres. Firepower, that might change because Niggle might have moved ahead of Firepower on the hard tyres. So is Firepower. The hard tyres were no joke around here. Slowpoke in 10th position. He's being chased down, but he's on the medium tyre. He might be all right. From behind, who's he chasing? Love Rocket all over Hodgie. Hodgie's on the hard tyre, and Love Rocket Rods fancies a way past. Hodgie having to make his BMW as wide as he can into the chicane, and Love Rocket late on the brakes because he knows he's got the grip with the medium tyres, easily making the move on the Hodgemeister. Slowpoke's on their medium tyres as well. Can he catch and pass the Hodgie before the end of this race? 3 laps to go, and whatever this lap is. Declan in 7th, doing a fantastic job. He has caught up Unforgiven, who is having to deal with those hard tyres. Declan, come on, my lad. Come on, son. So Declan absolutely on the medium tyres, managing to pull some amazing lap times out of the bag and giving Unforgiven an absolute shed load to think about as they make their way around. Seamus in 5th, he's on the hard tyre as well, ladies and gents, but he's quite a way ahead of that battle. It'll be a big one for Declan to try and catch up the back of Seamus, and he's lost touch with the battle of Paul and Brisbane and James. James still ahead of the Brisbane struggling with the hard tyres to find a way past James and Stephen. And he'll be calling shenanigans at the end of this. If it's not flexi wings, it's using two drivers. Oh, and he's through. Brisbane absolutely through into the braking. He's got big balls as Brisbane. He's not scared of the chicane, and a lot of his overtakes have been right there. Now, it's the race to the end for Victor and Brisbane. And it's what? How far? Well, there's Victor just leaving. Oh, no, we'll look at the sector. So he goes through the sector now. It's 4 seconds. I counted 4 seconds there. 4 seconds difference. 46.9 for Victor last time out. Brisbane a 47.5. So Victor at the moment, it seems his destiny is in his own hands. But you can never count out Brisbane. James Stevens still in the action, and Paul, after his week in Tibet to find himself, he would love to come back with a podium. Back with a bang, they call that. Seamus doing a cracking job for the Napa team in 5th spot at the moment, ahead of Unforgiven, that still is ahead of Declan, and I think I spied with my little eye Declan picking up a penalty. We'll see. No, he didn't. So, yeah, I thought he'd gone wide, but no. Declan is all clear. Ladies, he is fine. Unforgiven, though, doing just enough on those hard tyres to keep Declan at bay. Meanwhile, the Love Rocket in 8th place, pulling away from Slowpoke, who's also on those mediums. I think he's caught Hodgie up as well. It's Hodgie that's dropping like a stone with the hard tyre. They're difficult to drive on, ladies and gentlemen. And, Niggle's loving the penalties today on those hard tyres. He's picked another one up. He's getting a collection. He's like the Ocon today of the URL League. Or URL. It's League. So UR League. The Ultimate Racing League, we'll say. Sunday Night League, we'll call that. Firepower. Smashing in some lap times at the moment. Does he smell blood? Niggle's a little far ahead, but if he feels his car's faster on the hard tyre, maybe. Stealth on the mediums. He'd be wanting to catch up Firepower. Maybe that's why Firepower is shaking it up, because he's got to get a move on, because he's got Stealth chasing him down in 13th, Inky in 14th. The race, I imagine he'd rather forget, as well as the Broadman, who's in 15th. Victor with his 4-second lead. Shall we do it again? See how much it is as he crosses the line. On 2, not even 2 seconds yet, as we go into the final lap. Victor's gone a little wide. Did he stay on the curb? He's got to keep it clean. He's got to keep it fast, because Brisbane is coming. Although Brisbane, no, that'll be enough fuel. James Stephen looking like he's going to get a podium here, because Paul's picked up a penalty. Seamus isn't going to gain from Paul's penalty, but James just might. How will they fit both of them upon the penalty? On the podium. So Paul, the James Stephen joke was overused the first time I used it, and I'm still using it 3, 4 or 5 rounds, because I did a couple of rounds of the last season, and I'm still abusing that James Stephen joke. God. Seamus in 6th, Declan, no, 5th. 6th for Declan. He's trying to catch up Seamus before the end of this race. He's on the hard tyres. It might be able to be done, but he's quite a way. Unforgiven. Oh, Declan finally got past Unforgiven. Poor Unforgiven. 8th for Love Rocket. Slowpoke in 9th. Then we've got 10th Hodgie, 11th Niggle, Firepower in 12th. He's got Stealth catching him up. Firepower could be in trouble. Inky in 14th, being caught by Broad. But it's Victor then. coming out the final couple of corners, and Brisbane's 100% record is going to be broken by the Hungarian. So Victor then heading towards the line to take his first victory of the season, and Victor's championship starts here. Brisbane comes home in second place, and James and Stephen both finishing third, with Paul coming home in fourth, Seamus grabbing a smash in fifth place, with Declan getting sixth, just ahead of Unforgiven in seventh. The Love Rocket Master comes home in eighth place, ahead of Slowpoke in ninth. Hodgie grabs himself a fine 10th. Good points for Marlborough, as he is got his teammate Niggle just behind him in 11th. And Firepower, is he going to keep it from the line? Stealth's going for it. Stealth's pushing on, but it's Firepower that gets 12th and Stealth in 13th. Inky brings the lucky strike home in 14th. Limps home, it looks like. I think I remember finishing the race like that. Inky, me and you, man. Me and you are soul brothers, because I absolutely was thoroughly peed off by the end of the race, and I only half throttled it because I thought, you can't drive this car. So Inky limps home, and I get that feeling. Is he going to give Broad it? Broadman, you might get a position. No, he's not going to let you have it. So Inky finishes in 14th, and the Broadman crosses the line in 15th. Deep breaths, ladies and gents. That was a roller coaster. So in the chat, then, we got the Broadman saying, great comms, mate. Thank you doing it. And then he says thank. Vodka Rob saying, I'm being a right fat monster tonight again. Garlic fried rice, chips, egg, foo young, and curry sauce. Man alive, you're going to go kung fu fighting later, Vodka Rob. And Vodka Rob saying, go on, Marlborough. And the Niggle saying, great comms, always makes me chuckle. You think I'm funny? Well, what makes you think I'm funny? What about me makes you laugh? So, what, my face, did you say? That's it, I believe. There is no more. So, yeah, thank you, everyone. Honestly, thank you for watching and doing all what you do, the support and the nice things you say. I don't expect it and stuff, so I really do appreciate it. Thank you, guys, just for tuning in. It makes me feel special. Onwards and upwards, round 4 next, I believe. And what it's going to be wet. That's what she said. No, it's going to be Red Bull in the rain. So buckle up. It's going to be a spin fest.
Thank you, buddy. Thumbs up.
And more good things. I wasn't asking you to say nice things. I was saying thank you for saying nice things. But Vodkrop says great job. Vodkrop says nice one. And Niggle says thank you, buddy. I'm blushing now. So that was great racing. Huge, super well done to Victor. I hope that... no, I don't think that is the Hungarian flag, you know, because I think they've got a symbol in it. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know flags. I'll have to tune into the YouTube channel Fun with Flags with Sheldon. Okie dokie then, that's it. I'm babbling now. I want to go off and have a pizza. And sit in a corner and think about what I've done. Thank you for tuning in. Peace and love. Peace and love. A word to your mother.